morning, everyone. What's going on? We are back again with another episode of the South Florida Gamers Podcast, episode 60. I am your host, Silverback Senpai, and across the table from me is my co-host, Waluigi.
Good morning, my dudes. How's it going?
The man running the ship in the rear is AJ.
How you doing, guys?
And our guest, DynamicWack.
What's up, party people?
Not much.
Alrighty. So, as y'all already know, in traditional fashion, this episode of the podcast is going to be available on all audio hosting platforms: SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, Amazon Music. Just Google us. We're there. You'll see us. And, of course, the video playback will be available on Facebook and YouTube later on throughout the week. So, getting down to our guests, or before we get to our guests, we usually have a tradition where we talk about our last previous episode, and I believe we had FGC Gabe last week, Monday. Shout out to him, and it was a really good episode. We had a really fun time, and looking back at the episode, it's kind of funny that every time when we usually have someone new for the podcast, they always get the sense of nervousness. But once we, start talking about, certain topics, and as we go along with the conversation, then they just kind of just lighten
He
up.
did not really look that nervous as I thought he would.
Yeah. It's usually in the first initial phase that typically happens.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, let's go ahead and get in with our guest, DynamicWack. And with our tradition, as you know, that we do at the podcast, we always want to know everyone's gaming background story, like what got you into gaming, what started you out as a gamer. We want to know your whole background story, like the whole origin story. So the floor is yours. Let us know what is your gaming origin story.
Oh, man. Well, first of all, thanks for having me, guys.
You're welcome.
Welcome.
Thank you. So, we go back. I'm 25. I'm a late 90s kid. So, it started with that precious Game Boy SP for me. Started with the handheld gaming in my house. We never really got any home consoles. So everyone in my grade level, they had PS2s. They had maybe an Xbox, but I always had a handheld. I went from Game Boy playing Super Mario, Pokemon Sapphire.
Ooh, good choices.
WarioWare, and a bunch of a lot of the platformers they had for Game Boy.
Oh, okay.
There was Aladdin.
Oh, my
I remember that.
Bionicle.
I remember that too.
None comes to mind, but yeah, this any platform you could think, or any show, it would be like a platformer, and I love that. Kingdom Hearts was on the Game Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my. Little did I know, that was my first and last time playing Kingdom Hearts. I never got into it afterwards.
Really?
Which is a hot take for everyone.
Some might say it's a mistake, or most people like me say you dodged a bullet.
Oh, yeah.
For me, I would say if you really want to experience Kingdom Hearts to the fullest, 1 and 2 were your go-tos. But if you were to play on the handheld, then it kind of just gave you a very, very small experience of the game. I would say, to me, to this day, Kingdom Hearts 2 still holds. I still hold that game in high regard, and I highly recommend that game. Start off with 1, then 2. Of course, people are going to want you to go in the chronological order of the story, which can be a headache and whatnot. The whole story of Kingdom Hearts is a headache, but nonetheless, when it comes to the gameplay aspects, you want to start off with 1, then go with 2, and then it's just
It's very deep and detailed.
Yeah.
I know there's one specific fan that would probably kill me for saying what I said earlier, but I can't do it. No one can. If you can't explain it in at least less than a few sentences, I've lost interest.
Hey, it was always the Disney game, amongst at that time.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
So it was the Disney.
I do respect that.
Right. We were playing in this movie now, in this movie, so.
Plus, the backlight in the SP was amazing.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much for implementing that. After years of just playing in the dark, or you had to get that little accessory attached to the Game Boy, which had the light, and then you had to play your games on that.
Right. Now I was gonna say those long car ride homes.
Oh yeah.
You would be with the normal Game Boy. You just had to catch that sun, do a little playing and whatnot. But it started with the SP. And then evolved to the PSP, which was, that was my first time, I think, really exposed to PlayStation. And I guess technology, because you could put videos, you could put music. I did not find out about YouTube at the time. There was Crackle on
Yeah.
PlayStation
Oh my
Network.
God, I forgot about
And that's the I would get like all my AMVs there.
Oh my God, AMVs.
Yeah, it
Jesus.
was that time. Oh yeah.
Am I that old to remember that? All the Naruto.
Oh man, Linkin Park on a Naruto fight, I would be geeking.
Yes.
I remember those days.
I remember those days too.
The PSP, they would have the PlayStation Network, and I would just download demos for the most part. But the staple one, WWE 2007, where you could just make a character, and make the most wacky character, and just like throw people around. I was having a blast. And then I would say the thing that got into like the category I like most is Star Wars Battlefront. That put me onto shooters. It was Star Wars
Okay.
Battlefront 2.
Good choice.
Okay, yeah, that was the first one. I did not find out about any online multiplayer. I was just playing with the bots, and I was in the story. I was running around as a clone trooper or stormtrooper, and they had all these different like mechanics: get in vehicles, switch weapons. They had different classes. The basic like conquest, you had to capture the point, and I was like, I would get my PSP taken away so many times because I was addicted. I was on crack on that thing.
I felt that.
I loved it so much.
Yeah, the PSP during its time was really ahead of the handheld gaming market. Like, it was a must-have system. Like, because you could, as you said, like, you could play games on it. You could also watch movies and videos on it as well. It was also even a music player at the time too. Before you could put music on your phone and listen to music on your phone. Like, that was your go-to MP3 player. So the PSP was literally like your ultimate on-the-go entertainment system where you could just game, or if you don't feel like gaming, you could watch a movie. If you didn't feel like doing that, you could listen to music or whatnot. Like, it was a must-have system, and once you saw a few people at school had it, then you saw more people have it. It was just like, I got to get my hands on one. Like, that was a bird.
Oh man.
Oh my God, that was
It's got an extra visit.
another weirdo again.
While I had the PSP, my sister was still going hard with Nintendo. She got her DS, DS Lite first.
Okay.
Because there was the gray, the original DS.
Yes.
She got the DS Lite, and I played. Was in 10 Dogs. I had my own person in Animal Crossing. There was one game I don't remember. You would build like little figurines and battle. It was like some wild like anime show that never came on TV here, but I cannot remember the name of it. And I would play that on the DS, on her DS when I had the chance. And then finally in middle school, I got a job doing a summer camp, and I was like, all right, now I gotta get a console. Everyone's talking about, we're playing GTA. Back when it was like, for me at the time, GTA was the game. Was like they would come up with articles like video games are making people violent.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That never gets old.
They would be like, are you seeing what they're doing in this game right now? They're going there beating people up, lighting stuff on fire. They're gonna do this in real life.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was like, I guess, an outlet for these people to go crazy. But it never left. It never left the game.
Yeah.
It was just have fun on there. And I remember, I was like, everyone played GTA. I got my mom. I was like, Mom, can you come get me? I didn't say anything. I was like, hey, can you come with me to get this game? And then we go to the local GameStop. Say, hey, can I get GTA? I was at San Andreas. And the guy at GameStop was like, whoa. It's like, are you sure you want to get this game for this guy? And I was like, dude, you're messing it up. Give me my game right now. Stop blowing my chance. Let me get the game. Everyone's playing.
That's funny.
So I didn't get GTA at that time. But like I said, saved that money. I got my Xbox because I kind of like surveyed my friend group at the time. I only had like 2 friends on the PlayStation 3, and everyone else was on the Xbox.
Felt that.
And
Yeah.
Everyone was talking about Modern Warfare 2 at the time.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
These are where the stories get
This-
good.
And my first experience to Call of Duty was I was actually in a cruise way before, like in elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
And they had like a little kids room for all the kids. And they had 4 computers, probably like set up like this, like set up on a LAN.
Mm-hmm.
and it was Call of Duty World at War.
Oh, okay.
And they had that in the kids' room. I mean, that's a rated M game.
Yeah.
And we're playing, and we're out here killing each other. There's like tack dogs in the game and stuff. And I'm like,
it has to be a history lesson, but that might be it.
And I was playing with like the kids I never knew. You know, I'm playing on a controller, and I'm playing this game, and I'm like getting the rush of like kill streaks, and like people are telling me like the lingo's like, dude, stop camping. I'm like, what do you mean? It's a shooting game. They would call, for some reason they called the attack dog Chicos. It's like, oh man, I got Chicos.
Oh
like,
no.
We'd send the Chicos after. I had no clue. I know I was familiar. Chicos is boys in Spanish, but we would send those like the attack dogs, and so I saw Modern Warfare 2, and I was like, I need that. Everyone's talking about it. The point where like I was saving up, and there was like already websites about like not even like I don't think I came across too many YouTube videos, but there was like websites about all the different guns, and I'm just on my computer scheming. I was like, when I get this game, I'm gonna have this weapon, I'm gonna go this route, and this is gonna be something no one ever seen before.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I was just so naive at the time, you know. I come on and I get like destroyed, you know, the first couple times.
Yeah, it happens to all of us.
And yeah, that was like, I would say, golden age of shooters. You know, that was my first time really playing online multiplayer. On the Xbox, they had, you were just limited to play on game chat. And, you know, that was like, you know, that's a lot of people grew up on that. Because you get paired with all these bunch of people. You got people that get off of work. People, you know, just like middle school kids. And we're just in the room talking shit.
Yeah.
Excuse my French, but.
No, you're fine. Yeah. You're fine.
They're just talking smack, always boom, 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 finger pointing at each other. Because I guess, you know, that's like, you know, it's a new thing. You're not seeing the person. You can just talk. Worst case, you don't like what they say, muted.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is like, you know, what a crazy human interaction you can have with someone.
Exactly.
Just be like, hush.
Right, hush. I don't want to talk to you anymore. I did my piece. And yeah, I've been hooked on COD since that point. Started with Modern Warfare 2. I got friends. I got really into the shooting games, like military shooters. Starting, like I said, with Star Wars, you know, I like that whole aspect of like organized military, you know, team versus team. My thing, you know, everyone wanted to get the kills. They had the nuke on Modern Warfare 2.
Oh yeah.
You had to set up a 25 kill streak, and you would end the game right there when you get the nuke. And who wasn't excited to get that?
Yeah.
Because the announcer, they would scream it. When you get there, nuke coming in! And you would feel like you ever seen was it the Kermit on Fire or like the Travis Scott, like
Yes.
the mic stand? You would feel like that meme. It's like, yeah. And then you just you get thrown in game chat, and you just you know talk your shit. It's like, you guys got pooped on, man. So that would go on for Black Ops 1, Modern Warfare 3, Black Ops 2. At Black Ops 2, things were like weird for me. Things were starting to get routine. And I wasn't the little middle schooler. I think I was probably later in high school, getting more serious about school. And I started to notice, like, dude, I'm not young anymore. I'm getting wrecked. I'm not doing the crazy stuff like I used to, and it's getting bad. Like I'm the guys that were used to be the bad in my friend group are doing better than me. And I was almost taking that personally.
Yeah, be like that.
Yeah, that's understandable.
So I was like I'm done with COD. I told my friends, like, I'm not getting the next one. I think I ended up getting Ghosts. There was Call of Duty Ghosts, and I got that. And I really liked how the game was, but I still had this problem where, like, I can't keep up with the community and my friends.
Yeah.
I was getting shot all the time. I was starting to have the point. I was like, I'm not having fun. See, the same thing, some of the same things just bugged the heck out of me. And I was like, no more shooters. Or, well, at least no more Call of Duty.
Understandable.
Yeah.
And then, but in the meanwhile, I'm such a big, I like to play D&D, and I'm such a big, like, RPG fan. So I would, and in those Call of Duties, I was probably one of my only friends in the group that actually went crazy on the story. there was times they were like, "Oh, come in, the game just came out. Let's go play multiplayer." I was like, "Wait, I gotta play this story first." And I would be in the call, muted. They'll be talking, and I'll be muted, just playing the game. I'll be doing the tutorial and stuff, and I would love it. I love all the Call of Duty stories for the most part. They had, I think by far, Modern Warfare 2 was a great story. And Black Ops 1, they introduced, that spy, brainwash and stuff. And
Yeah.
that had me, I was, shaking in my chair.
Do you know the numbers?
Yeah, do you know the numbers?
That reference
I
never gets old.
always have the meme of when Hudson interviews Mason.
Yes.
It's like, "What is your name?" And he goes, "Kiss my ass." We love to say that to each other. And when my friends start spacing out, where you're like, "Yo, you're talking to Reznov, aren't you, huh? You were talking to the Russian."
No.
Start looking around and stuff. So that was I would love to play the stories. And I think, all the stories going up, even Black Ops 2, Ghost had a really good story, but just, going on multiplayer, didn't have fun. And then I would play some more RPGs. Fable 3, I was so late in the game. I would
Ooh.
jump Fable 3, Elder Scrolls.
Skyrim.
Skyrim
I knew it.
was the main one. Yeah, that was I was always late. I never played Oblivion. I went straight.
Yeah.
I'm the same way.
I think a lot of people that got into the Elder Scrolls, Skyrim was their first game. They didn't get into Oblivion because I think at that time, Elder Scrolls 4, Oblivion, it was I would say a bit niche because a lot of people were still getting into shooters. They were not getting into RPGs or whatnot.
Yeah.
RPGs were still taking a time to develop and flesh out a new big expansive world, and then boom, you hit everyone with Skyrim, which is massive, huge and whatnot. And I think that's when a lot of people jumped into it back in 2000, and it was 2011, which was a really good year for gaming because you had that game, Modern Warfare 3, and Battlefield 3 all around each other.
Elder Scrolls Skyrim came out 2011.
Yep.
I'm like, holy smokes. It's practically 11 years old.
Yeah, it came out around that time where you had two of the biggest shooters coming out as well. And it was a good time for gaming. I ended up getting all three games because, I'm a gamer or whatnot. But getting into Skyrim, it was just that's an experience. An unforgettable experience. Of course, yes, I remember on the PS3 there were lots of glitches and bugs and freezes.
Oh my god, I also realized Mortal Kombat 9 came out that same time as well.
Oh.
Best fucking Mortal Kombat.
I know you would say that, AJ.
But continue on.
I was gonna say you brought up Battlefield. And
Yes.
I watched one of the other episodes where you were like, if they had Battlefield 3, and Battlefield 4, and they remaster it, play it. Yo, no cap. Man, that was my escape from Call of Duty.
Yeah.
That brought me back to when I played Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront, and there was vehicles, and I would be super excited to be. It was more like a dream because I'd be like, hey guys, let's go in this helicopter and go crazy right now.
Yeah.
We get everyone on the guns, and by the time you get 3 feet in the air, you get rocketed. So it was, it was more like a fantasy that we would go crazy on this vehicle. But it was me and my friend. Shout out to Irish Steel. I would love to do the sniping in the game. I liked how you had to zero the distance.
Yeah.
All I was missing, all I had to do was lick my finger for wind, and I would be totally immersed, in I was the sniper. I would snipe, and he would get on this tank, and the loadout he had in this tank, it would be playing duck game with him. Anything that go in the air, he would time it right, and you would just see that tank shell go, boom, 500 points. He would say, and he would just fly swat anyone in the air, and people would get mad. And they would come rush him, and sometimes I would just be intercepted. There'd be guys running with the C4 bombs, the ghost riding stuff.
Yeah.
And I would just try to take the flak off him, but he would just move over to another spot, shoot some more people. And yeah, that was the best. I liked the class setup that brought me thinking about it now, that brought me to those class setups that I really liked. It was definitely, I was happy to see people play team
Yeah.
based. We're all like in this hallway shooting. Like this small little hallway, like probably there's like 50 people just going into this little
Operation Metro.
Oh my god.
We're just going through this little, and it's just like gunshots, people are dying. You're just going
Grenade
through
spam.
for grenade spam. They got
Rocket
C4
spam.
there. Yep, all we could have gone like the other route, go another route, but that was the main route, and we're pushing in like we just have swords and shields just clashing at each other, and that was like a great vibe. Another thing, going back to the RPGs, was I think this was before I got my Xbox, and I didn't get into shooters so much. Was I played some online RPGs. I think they were pretty. I'd never got into RuneScape. That was my mom's a librarian, and you would see the library packed for old school RuneScape. People playing.
Yeah, I remember.
It was old
Oh,
school
wow.
RuneScape.
Yeah.
Minecraft, and I remember like we had to get the flash drive passed around for Minecraft and Halo. Halo, the first Halo Combat.
Yep. I remember seeing that in the libraries too, where people were playing either RuneScape or Halo.
I feel like I'm missing something. Roblox wasn't there yet.
No.
Roblox was still cutting edge. I want to say, where it wasn't like you had to really like had a degree in 3D animation and build these maps and stuff. to
Garry's
really
Mod?
Enjoy. Say that again.
Garry's Mod or Gmod?
Never got into that. Was a computer game.
Oh, okay.
That was really late. But yeah, same thing. That was an early Roblox. I was gonna say the online RPGs was Adventure Quest and Mecha Quest. They were on the browser. They were turn-based games, and it was 2D. And you would just walk on this like screen, do like quests and stuff. Adventure Quest was more like fantasy, medieval age. You could pick like a class. I would pick like some kind of fighter, and then Mecha Quest was you had like your own mech, and you customize it, give it different guns and missiles, and yeah, and I got
It can be mobile. I did not know this.
that had to come like wait. You
I
talking
know.
about Mecha Quest and Adventure Quest?
Adventure Quest this last year came out for
Yeah.
mobile.
Oh, dude, that's crazy that they're still gone. This was around the time like on Modern Warfare 2 times going to like RPGs.
Yeah, the Mech Quest came out in 07. Holy smokes.
Oh man! And in high school, one of my friends, my current roommate now, he had all the instruments to Rock Band. All the instruments. I mean, I think except the microphone. But the microphone we would set up and we would just sing right there. Someone would just sing just for the hell of it. But the drums and the two guitars, and that was like your classic like boys' night out.
Yeah.
We're gonna get some chips. We're gonna get some soda, guys, and we're gonna jam out for the whole night.
That sounds so cool, actually.
Yeah, that was like one. Like, what if we had some friends over to play Rock Band? And this was like, I mentioned these little things, but shooter was the main thing I would be doing. Battlefield, I would play Call of Duty, but there would be times where like we need to escape out of this. We need to play Rock Band. We need to play like Skyrim. We need to.
You need a game to escape from another game.
Right.
Yep.
Right. Honestly.
Yeah.
That's the right way of saying it.
Yeah, the side chick game. So hey, baby, I'm back.
The side game. I like
The
that.
side game.
Oh my god.
And you like that?
I just picked that up and I just realized.
Said I'm tired of the other game. I want you right now. I need to get away. Right.
Yeah, because it's like you could dump so many hours into one of your favorite games. Like for me, it was like Battlefield 3. I would dump so many hours into it. I'm like, okay, I'm tired. I'm gonna go play Skyrim, and then dump even more hours into that. And it's like, okay, now I'm tired of Skyrim. I'm gonna go right back to Battlefield. And if not, I'll do Modern Warfare 3. And you would just go back and forth with so many games at that time. And as I said, I think 2011 was a really good time for gaming. A really good year for gaming because you had a lot of good games coming out, and it was just like, I don't know what else to look forward to other than I know I'm just gonna play some really good games. And you would also experiment with games that looked interesting, like they piqued your interest. And
I'm looking at the list since it's been out for so long.
and you'll be like, I don't know what this game is, but it looks cool. It looks interesting. I want to go ahead and play it. And I also remember back in 2011, that's when Dark Souls finally came out for the very first time. And I ended up getting that game. I ended up trading it back into GameStop a month later. And I just said, screw it. I'm going to go play Skyrim.
Yes.
Yeah, around the time I ended up playing Skyrim.
Because I was just like, what the hell is this game? Why is it so difficult?
That was when Gears 3 came out.
Oh, don't not get me
Gears
started
of
with
War
Gears.
3 was another big shooter. You know, that would rather than being first person, it was third person. Had the roly combat.
Yep.
Yep.
A lot of the guys, they would get the shotgun, just roll, boom, and then they would roll out.
Or the wall bouncing shotgun, where they're just like
That was
wall
me.
bouncing
That was me.
everywhere, just shotgunning people.
That
Just
was me.
That was also when they made superhero games, which I'm glad they kind of died out of that
Here,
for the most part.
name the list that you said you found for 2011.
Portal 2, Skyrim, Batman Arkham City, Uncharted 3, Deus Ex Human Revolutions, Dark Souls, Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, Saint Rose III, MW3, LA Noire, Rayman Origins, Witcher 2,
Great game.
then it goes Terraria, Dead Space 2,
Great fucking game.
Assassin's Creed Revelations, which was one of my least favorite, but it was good.
What? That was one of the best ones.
Bro, Assassin's Creed 3.
Yikes.
Warhammer, 40K, Space Marines, Bastion, Old Republic, Star Wars, Sonic Gens, Bulletstorm, which was an interesting game. I never got a chance to play it.
What? I remember.
DC Universe Online.
That game is fucking dope.
See, the one that's my personal favorite, Dead Island.
Dead Island.
I remember that.
So,
Yeah.
yes.
You know what? Valid. Because we were so deprived of Left 4 Dead 3.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We still are.
Yeah,
I don't know
so
why the
that's why
fuck
they
they
made
haven't.
Back for Blood, which was a mistake. Anyway, it's not going to get into that. Cars 2, Infamous 2, Fight Night Champion. Then they remade the Ocarina of Time, Need for Speed to Run, Thor God of Thunder, Spider-Man at a Time, Homefront, which I never got into,
I did.
That one.
Rage 2.
Game, it was fun.
Then they had Duke Nukem Forever, Harry Potter and Deathly Hallows, Green Lantern, Rise of the Manhunters, and Captain America Super Soldier, Jurassic Park, the game, Crisis 2.
Yes. As I said, 2011 was a booming year for gaming.
I did not know Green Lantern actually. Oh, it's based off the movie probably.
Wink.
But Little Big Planet 2,
Oh,
FIFA 12, Binding of Isaac, which I've heard good things about, Mario Kart 7, Uncharted Golden Abyss.
For the PS.
Yeah.
No.
Vita?
Yeah, it's for the Vita.
Okay, Vita. Okay.
Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja.
Gross.
And oh yeah. Then the Eco Shadow Colossus, which is from PS3. I'm like, wow.
Yeah, that's why I said 2011 was a.
About a good like 90% are bangers, and then there's like those few like duds.
Yeah, it was like almost every other month or every month there was a banger game that you would just buy and play, and that's why I said 2011 was a good year for gaming, like
It was.
a solid year for gaming, because it was just like, I think that's the most I spent on gaming alone for that year, because there was just so many good titles coming out, and it was just like, I gotta have this, I gotta have this, I gotta have this, I gotta play this, gotta play this. Yeah.
Yeah, Dead Island was a really good game around that time. LA Noire was very interesting because
Yeah.
there's so many wrong answers or right ways to do things.
Yeah.
I did a walkthrough just to cheat, at least the first disc. After I saw a second disc, I gave up.
I feel like LA Noire really brought a new phase into graphics because they introduced. I don't want to say that like mocap, but you can see people's faces and expressions.
they're-
Yeah.
Really like emphasized.
And you can tell that they're lying.
And that
they're
was the
telling
big
truth.
thing about the game. You had to had to deduct like from their facial expressions. And I remember it was just like weird to see that. Like it was weird to see this the model, and it looked like they like cut the face out on the person and put it on that. And it was like weird to see all those expressions they would do.
Either there's a blank face or they're twitching.
Right, the twitching.
They're trying to look the other way. It was just
yeah,
very,
the avoiding eye contact.
it's very psychological.
Yeah, you think like, oh man, like I want to play a video game. I don't want to have like normal social interactions, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
But a big thing you said on the list was a bunch of the open world games.
Yes.
Big one, that was my super favorite, was Saints Row the Third.
Ah, yeah.
Same thing. I got late into it. It was like just incredibly wacky. You can do a bunch of crazy things.
Oh, yeah.
Some of the weapons, I don't know if I can even mention right now.
You can.
It was, and they had like, just like, what GTA 5 later came out to be, where just they had like a parody of everything.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
jokes about a lot of stuff, a lot of satire going on. They had like their own energy drink, and you just run around and be like, kind of like, I guess an influencer nowadays, or a gangster influencer.
Yeah.
You would own businesses. You had to keep up like an image in that part of the story of Saints, and I loved it. I loved that.
Oh, I did forget to mention Minecraft and Dragon Age 2. I just realized that, and Alice Madness Returns.
Minecraft, yeah. Minecraft was another one, That was before when it came, normal on the Xbox, and you had to look up the formulas
Yes.
for tools. You had to have
Tools
that
and
side.
armors and
I
everything
remember
else.
we would get apps on our phone, just like so we can
Yes.
look. All right, how do we do a pickaxe? Oh, it's 3, 2, and oh man, that was a whole thing. Downloading apps on the phone was a big thing, a part of games for me too. Was like we didn't have those cheat books back when that Game Boy.
God, I missed the cheat book so much.
We didn't
Yes.
have the cheat books,
I still have mine for MK9, actually.
and we didn't know how to browse the internet so well, so we just go on like in the app store, and we find
Yeah.
like these tips and tricks that would give you like all the maps. Like for example, for Call of Duty, all the different guns. They have all the stats for the guns.
Yeah.
They had like a cool like create a class so you can see, like you can actually visualize something. And that I think was like a big thing for like offline gaming. You would be just dying playing with that, and you're like, all right, now when I go back, I got it. Going back to, like I was saying, shooters was the main thing. We always had an escape. Going back to some open world stuff was Far Cry 3.
Ooh.
Great game.
3 and 4 I think 4 came out later in the Xbox One, but 3, it has the classic, that Voss.
Yeah, like he won. He won
2012.
everyone over.
Right.
He won everyone over as like the villain, and it kind of sucked when spoiler warning.
It's not like a plan.
When you finally kill him, and then you finally meet the true villain, and it's just like, well, this is disappointing.
Right. Right. You're so caught up on this guy. The classic, what does he say? Have I ever told you the definition of insanity?
Yeah.
You're watching this and you're almost shaking in the controller. It's like, dude, just kill me already or something. But, he keeps you around and stuff. And I like the bad guy in Far Cry 4 too. I liked how like he was stylish and stuff. He was like very posh. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't care. You kill him. And that was a good time. You brought up Bulletstorm, and that was I really liked that game.
It was very unique, actually. Like, Bulletstorm had some, like, variations of characters, a lot of techniques. I never played the game, but I always watched gameplay just to observe it.
I think I was the same. I only played the demo, but I think I watched the whole, like, cutscene movie about it.
Like, you even have a cameo of Duke Nukem, which made it even funnier.
Right, and I think that was, like, I never really got into, I had a lot of friends that got into skating games, like Skate. And I would only play when we had a group. We would play Hall of Meat.
Skate. Yes,
We would play
dude.
Hall of Meat. That was like the boys are together.
Yeah.
Like, dude, let's play Hall of Meat right now. And it was Hall of Meat and Jackass. Jackass was on the PSP.
I forgot about that existing.
And they had a game where you just toss your character off like a ledge and see how crazy or how much like damage you would pick up. And we would like wince. We would like, you'd throw like Johnny Knoxville and you see like torn scrotum. We were like, oh, we got him good, guys. We beat the heck out of him.
I don't see bad ratings on this game. Holy crap.
All right, what are you looking at?
Jackass PSP?
The Jackass.
I didn't know this game existed.
Yeah, that was like, we were all like heads looking down at this one PSP. Yeah, I see Kay in the chat. Thanks for coming in, Kay. Big heart to you too. Skating, I never got into skating, but Hall of Meat was so Bulletstorm. I was gonna lean got into like trick kills, and with Modern Warfare 2, there was a big the quickscoping culture.
God, it never
yes.
got old. Everyone wants to be phased.
Oh, but
Everyone still wants to be
guilty,
phased.
guilty right here. I would eat those montages up.
Same.
They would have Dreamscape on the on like all the videos. Oh, and I would eat it up.
It's
They
almost
would
the
have
same
their,
as
like,
AMVs.
Ooh, they were like quick scope, slow motion, face, and I was like,
It's
yo.
literally the equivalent of modern day AMVs or anime music videos.
Dude, that was like Transformers like high for me. Like seeing all that animation.
Yes.
I was like, I could not take that. Like when you watch Transformers for the first time, like a Michael Bay film, you're like, or Michael, oh, it was a Teenage Mutant Ninja. You're seeing all that stuff, and you're like, whoa, all the explosions, man. I was like, I need to live that.
Yeah.
And I would eat it up. We would sometimes, if the games got stale, run it in a private match. And then there would be times where we would record. I was like, dude, we gotta post like something on YouTube, man. Like, we would set up the kills and stuff. We'd be in a private match. You'd be like, all right, you stay still, and I'm gonna keep running it again and again and again. And that'll be like another
That is so
thing
funny.
to pass. And I love that stuff.
The
Man.
360 no scopes.
No
I love.
scope. Yeah,
I love
that's
when
where-
people scream that.
That was the classic, Mom, get the camera. Bulletstorm. You like that?
No, that's funny because I would think the same thing actually.
Bulletstorm brought like trick gaming, where you had like this grappling hook, and you can either fling them in the air, you can smash them, and they would give you like extra points how you would kill people.
Right.
You can, I don't remember, there was different traps, like I said. You would rise them, you could pull them, punch them, shoot them in dead, and that was like a big thing.
The game had a lot of sauce, and as someone would say,
Right, and
I forgot who would say that actually.
I was always a big fan of Steve Bloom.
Oh, yeah.
He was the main guy, and I would faint. I think he was such a man. He was a man's voice. Because I would hear, the first time I heard him was in Call of Duty Zombies, and he was Tank Dempsey in, I believe World at War and Black Ops.
I did not know he voiced fists.
Yeah, and he was like the American soldier, and he was be like, yeah, come fight me, zombies. And pretty much like a whole Duke Nukem vibe, pretty much. Like, kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of gum. So I really liked that game, and it brought into trick kills. And now I'm getting flashbacks of Zombies. Zombies was another great escape. Did not want to play multiplayer. We wanted to do the Easter eggs.
Ah,
That was a big
It
thing
still
in Call of
is.
Duty. Yeah, that's what they have. And now they're just like open about it. Like we have a story mode with this game. It's not like, and I remember, I hope I don't have any friends in chat. I was terrified of the character Samantha when I was little. She resembled pretty much the girl from Exorcist.
oh,
And I mean, like, I would be okay. Sometimes you get like one of the power-ups and her voice would come up, Max Ammo. And I'm like, okay. But then, like, you started getting more into stories, how this was like a little like German girl in World War II and stuff. And now she's like possessed and she controls these zombies. And you don't see me, I don't know if you've seen it. I'm like looking around the room because it was spooky. I remember I was like, I would lower my game volume without the guys knowing it because I did not want to know more about this story because I was getting eeked. And big thing, shout out to one of my friends. He's no longer with us, but he would be on it. There was a Easter egg. He would form us together. He was the guy to memorize it. You're going to be on this door. You're going to be on this door.
Oh, I love a guy like
I
that.
have to run this farm. I'm going to get the weapon. There was always a weapon that came out every map. I'm going to get the weapon. And you had to do something, and that was like, I guess, modern-day puzzle solving for us. I don't know.
that's good to hear.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So before we move on to our next topic, what were your favorite games during your era, during your, growing up or whatnot? Like, if you could just name 3 off of the back of your head, like, these 3 games, like, no matter what other game comes out, I will always have like these 3 as my top favorites of all time.
I would definitely say, Modern Warfare 2.
Okay.
That was the classic shooter for me. I'm trying to add some little variants right now. Saints Row the Third. I don't know if I put enough emphasis when I mentioned earlier, but I was like, my friends would have to tell me to shut up about it because I was, that whole open world aspect. And I'm trying to think of the single player game that I would just, Saints Row was good. It was pretty much, you had co-op. I'm probably gonna have to throw in like the basic chick that I am, Black Ops 1 right after, because that was, had the zombies, you had a solid story mode, and the multiplayer. I was still in my prime, so I had a really great time playing that game. So yeah, Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, Saints Row the third.
Okay, all right. So with our next topic, what are your thoughts on the current generation of gaming?
Man, it is sad. Not sad, but I'm really worried. There's a bunch of games. First of all, we're going to go into this later. I do not like that games stay in beta for like 5 years.
Yeah.
They hide behind the curtain. Was like, it's in beta, guys. We're going to add some stuff later.
There's so many things.
There's a lot of companies that are coming up with like half 50% done games.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with something like maybe like GTA, where you have a base at least, and you evolve into something later. But one thing, let me tell you about the tragedy that was Anthem.
Oh my God!
Here we go again. I love to hear this.
The supposed Destiny killer.
Yes.
Yep. I'm glad I was the only one in the group that foreshadowed this. But go on.
Really?
Yes.
Well, now, anytime a game, they have like at E3, they said, hey, we're going to delay to another year. Now I think they're in the offices going crazy. Yeah. They're like SpongeBob running around. What's his name?
Yeah.
Like there's fires going around. They're running around because they're like, they put it off. They put it off like a kind face. We're going to wait for another year. But I bet back at HQ, they're losing their minds. And they had that for Anthem. They said, we're going to come back, but enjoy this video. The video they posted was not in the game. The gameplay was not like that. It was like emphasized and like made it cinematic, to capture and, done. This was, the MCU was going popping at this time too.
Yep.
So we were watching this and we're like, we're being Iron Man boys.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I liked, they had 3 classes, your light, middle, and heavy.
Mm-hmm.
And
No, it was 4.
The catalyst guy, or like the storm.
Elementalist.
Yeah.
It was pretty much a medium, but he had the.
Yeah.
I never really liked it. A lot of people played as it, but I never really liked it. My favorite was like the other 3, mostly the heavy. A lot of my friends tease me because I'm small and tiny that I always got to pick the big character. Mm-hmm. Guilty, but man, boy, do I love the heavy. He had like a shield, this ramming shield. You just ram through, and he had a motor on his shoulder. So you would ram through, and when the gang come in, boom, you just see that come, and then they would clutch in. And if I wasn't heavy, I was the little light boy. It was strictly melee,
cool.
And you would just like slice through, and it had like elements too. Yeah. Anyways, back to the tragedy that is Anthem.
Yes.
The game, we played the demo, fell in love with it.
Yeah. Same.
Now the game came out, we're playing, and we have to do like go to the zone, kill 25 enemies. I'm like, cool. Go to the zone, kill 25 enemies. We're doing it.
Oh no.
Go to the zone, kill 25. It was repeating over and over again. We were blind to it because we're in the air, we're flying.
Yeah.
The same satisfaction you would get, I assume, when you play a Spider-Man game and you're web swinging.
Yeah.
Especially the new Spider-Man's.
Yes.
Holy moly, bro. You're in the air, bro.
Yeah.
You're in the air. You can even text, like, come on, man. You're over here swinging, but you're in the air, flying around. You see a group of target break. Missile pods fly out.
Oh, like Iron Man.
Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, it's cool as fuck.
So it was, and we're getting blind to that, and yeah, a lot of repetitive stuff. There was some glitches. There was sometimes like I would be doing like, you ever saw Austin Powers when Goldmember kicks over his leg over his shoulder? I would do that. I would be walking. I'm like, boom, and then my leg would just go back into place. And yeah, the game had a lot of repetitive stuff. Who knows what the story was? Good Lord, I was
I wonder
following
what the
around.
story
There was like,
was.
yeah, and the big thing was like, guys, there's gonna be a cataclysm. There's gonna be some kind of like natural hurricane.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be a new one every time. And they brought it out, and it was very stale. It was it was like one map, very bad map, and it was still go to the area, kill 25 enemies. There's nothing new brought into the game. And we were like, what happened? We were looking at each other, what happened? This had big potential.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Going to the status of games, I'll just name a list because I can go forever. I'll say Fallout 76, Cyberpunk.
Yes.
Oh, my God. Dude.
Cyberpunk. Another thing,
Oh my
hey, we're
God.
going to delay.
It was 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10 years of bullshit.
Yeah, 10
Yep.
years of bullshit, man.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
But shout out to Keanu Reeves for voice acting.
Oh,
Anyways.
he's-
Yeah, that's where that's where majority of the budget went.
Right. Honestly, just to get him.
As it should have.
And the best thing was like he was. I always remember the meme where he's like in the stage, and someone was like, "You're beautiful, man," and then he's like, "You're beautiful."
No,
And he
you're breathtaking. No, you're breathtaking. You're
the
all
best thing
breathtaking.
is like, he's like flat-footed, but when he points, his feet goes like this. And I was like, dude, Keanu Reeves is something else, man. But that was like, when he's doing John Wick, so everyone was like on it. They would watch John Wick, and he had the same hair. So we're like, we're playing Cyberpunk. So a lot of games are, putting out like 50% out, and then they're patching it later, or they're hiding behind like the name of beta, which I don't think is cool at all. You gotta work. You gotta, I don't know. I really love to. Some people, I'm sure. I'm come from like a computer science background, and I know people. They feel proud, and sometimes they're the type of guys that they'll come in the meeting, they finish the meeting, they'll be in the break room like, God, this company's going down right now. Like they see it coming, and you feel it. So, another thing I'll say, tragedy was the story of Red Dead Online.
Oh my God! It was been beta for like 3 years.
I don't know if they still consider it beta. First of all, fire story mode.
Yes.
Oh my goodness gracious! I want to go to Party City and be a cowboy so bad.
So specific.
Yo, let me tell you, I never treated anything with more respect than my virtual horse. I'm telling you, my Nintendogs got abused more. I would grab them by the neck fat, and I would throw them across the room for fun. Say, hey guys, check this out. There was no other companion. Even like my Fallout companions or Sky, I would like give them something and say, hey, go in there and aggro and see what happens. But my horse, let me tell you, I would cry if I hit a bump and we trip. Oh my, it'd be like a whole ritual. Hey, I'll come up to the horse, pet its mane, say, hey, Daddy didn't mean that. I'm so sorry. Like, I would cry.
Oh man, I
Yeah, Red Dead, especially with Red Dead Redemption 2, like my very first horse that I got, like I did not want to get rid of it. Like I was that attached to my horse all the way up until the end of story mode where, spoiler warning, you lose your horse.
Yo.
And that hits you. That hits you. It's like, damn, you've been with me from the very beginning. We went through a lot. We tripped over a couple of things. I did not mean it, but we went through a lot, man.
Bro, the online, I have stories, man. I think one of them was I was doing like this this role playing thing with my friends, and my friend literally robbed my horse, and I didn't know he did that out of pocket. He throws him off a cliff, and you could hear me screaming about top of my lungs because I named my horse Carlito. I don't know why Carlito, but I'm like, Carlito, and I'm just like, what the fuck, man? I had no horse revive or anything like that, and I had to scrawny nag.
Oh no, then that thing's dying. Scrawny nag. I mean, I remember.
Fuck Rockstar for that one.
I remember in Red Dead 1. Well, Red Dead 1, solid story, You know, later to be, you know, all the little things that you want to customize, you got it in Red Dead 2. Solid story, and then the online was cool too. You didn't have a lot of customization, but your instead of having like your level as like a thing to flex, it would be your ride. You would start off with El Burrito. You have the little mule, and it would be like super slow, and then you would like end with a bison. Never seen before. You would be riding a whole bison. I mean, it wasn't too fast, but you would charge, or you get like the classic black Mustang. Anyways, yeah, my horse, my baby. You know.
Oh, that just reminded me. You know they sell copies, physical copies of Anthem, for 1 penny at GameStops.
So I did see that. There was GameStop.
Look it up if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, here I'll tell you because I just watched that last week. So recently, GameStop.
I guess the air just came on or something. For those that are hearing it in the background, which is weird.
We are hot now, but anyway.
The energy is coming on right now. So GameStop has a thing called pennying out, where it's not worth selling a game, but they have too much, and they'll legit throw the games in the trash if they don't sell.
Right.
So that's what happened with Anthem, and they've done that in other games. And you know, you're buying plastic that's probably costs way more. The case, you can honestly break Anthem, and you have a case for your other discs at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For a penny.
Not let them know you're
And there was guys that bought Anthem in bulk. They would buy 37 copies of Anthem. Yeah, and to be honest, that's kind of my thing. I would just flex. Hey, you ever saw my Anthem collection over here? My 36 copies of this broken game. So, and that's what they did. GameStop did it, and I asked my friends. I was like, that should be a thing they advertise in a local magazine.
Oh my God, DW.
Say, hey, we're gonna penny out. I'm sure they would get some business. They would at least you know, start it at a penny, see if people like it, make it 50 cents. We'll call it bubblegum games or something.
Right.
Or quarter machine games, or you just throw a quarter and you get it. And
You gave me the best idea, Wack.
oh, yeah.
So you can buy a lot of copies of Anthem. You can cosplay as a failure.
I'll do like my Anthem armor with just the copies of the game.
Yes.
That would be my armor. It's the cheapest cosplay yet. This only cost me $1.
I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna do something with this AC.
Oh, But yeah, I definitely see a lot of failures when it comes to just the betas and such. I mean, there are great ones like, I'd say, what was it, Rainbow Six Siege?
I never got into. I really liked it because
The game had a lot of potential, in my opinion.
Wasn't another game that was on beta, or correct me if I'm wrong, still in beta, Warframe?
never got into that.
Warframe?
That was a mech game, right? Too. You played as a robot. That was the. What's the minis they play? You play is it Warhammer? I'm thinking Warhammer.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You had like a mech suit.
Yeah.
It's what they call a perpetual beta.
Right.
So it's still on beta?
Yeah,
Oh my god. Well, the thing about Warframe, it's good.
it is. It's just time consuming.
Extremely.
It's like one of those grinding
I
games.
saw one gameplay and I was like, "Oh, you're playing Destiny," and he goes like, "No."
The graphics are
And then
nice.
they're like,
No, dude, Warframe fans will get so fucking mad if you call it Destiny. It's so fucking funny. It's so funny.
You know, I'm gonna ask that on Twitter and see how many people are after me.
Call Warframe Destiny knockoff. Everyone's gonna fucking castrate you.
God. Yeah,
It's
pitchforks. They'll call out your name. You're getting canceled, buddy.
Yeah, man.
Not our first time.
Yeah, and you know what? Actually, thinking about it, I think that was everything what I want Anthem to be, really. Warframe. You know, I saw the suits. There was one character I think had like staff, and kind of like this super Ninja Gaiden like whirlwind through
Yeah,
like six
yeah,
NPCs.
no, yeah.
It's definitely a very
Holy
fluid
cow.
game.
That was like the same thing. Transformers High. You're like, oh my god, that
Yeah.
was a lot of stuff going on. Anyways, Red Dead Online.
Beta, it ended maybe
It's
6
still
months ago.
going.
Oh no, I thought the beta discontinued.
It's still going. And the worst part is like they see that Grand Theft Auto is popping off, you know. So they kind of like that was like the ugly duckling.
Oh, it's out of beta. Never mind.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it's in beta anymore.
That would've been
It's
awesome.
out, but there's like 5 things you can do. You know, and I feel like me and my friends, we could have offered. I don't know if the era of like cowboys it was hard to come up with content because with a GTA, they came up with anything. You know, you had like car robberies, you had like organized crime.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
But I
bank
feel like in
heist.
Cowboys, they had you can be a hunter, you hunt animals, bring their pelts, you sell it for money.
Bounty hunter.
There was the bounty hunter, which I think was the fun. That was like everyone wanted to do. You go shoot some bad guys.
Yes.
And then they had the collector, which
Oh,
was like
yeah.
you pretty much you get maps. It was like it was that was the worst. I mean, it was the worst. I picked that one because like everyone's. I want to be the original guy.
Yeah.
I want to be the collector.
Oh, I was a hunter, straight up.
I mean, I end up making a new character, Hunter, right there, bounty hunter. So you would get maps, you
can
would look for
understand that.
collectibles, and there would be sets. You can sell the collectibles straight up, but if you get a whole set,
The amount of grinding that it takes just to find certain
but
items.
let me tell you, I am such a sucker for a good grind. Let me tell you, like GTA, that game.
Don't tell me you're one of those guys that looked up the cheats online or that waits for PlayStation to pass out a free $1 million every week.
No, I mean,
Oh, thank God.
I would definitely find the meta. I would definitely study the formulas to make my time more efficient.
Oh, okay.
Boy, that was my job. Clock in for an hour, get my grind. I would set my goals by X day. I'm gonna have enough to pay for this,
Yeah.
and it'll always be the same story, where the game would die,
Oh my God.
and I would be I would be almost touching the swag level, the full god that I want to be in the game. I would have like, all the emotes, maybe something, all the guns that I wanted, and I would be really customizing for myself. Even though I'll tell, like when we get the boys around, check out this new rifle I got. I got engraved with my initials over here. But
That's
they did
funny.
not add enough content to it. I feel like they could have had train robberies. They could have had something.
Yeah.
They introduced house building in the story. That would have
Oh,
been
yeah.
like something they could have done like GTA. But
But they stuck with camps just because it's a lot simpler.
I mean, the camps was cool. I like the idea. I guess
Everything's just so expensive.
all right, and yeah. So a lot of things are putting out to my closing article. My closing points will be a lot of games will have they won't be finished, and if they won't be finished, you know they're gonna juice you for the money, all your money, so they can at least put something into it, which is like it's so cringe, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. FGC Gabe actually said something similar, how he wanted a whole game and how it felt incompleted.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, and to piggyback off of what you said is which I agree that I would, like most games nowadays, especially AAA games, they're feeling less polished. It's like you're getting half the product and then you have to pay for the other half like later down the line, when all we want is a full game that we're going to invest like hundreds of hours into, and then you give us more content. It's just like, and I'm going to use this analogy. It's like, you're going to McDonald's or Burger King or whatnot, and you buy a burger, but they're now charging you for the patty, the lettuce, the tomato.
Ah, the old comparison.
Yeah, like, hey, you can have this burger in this meal for, I don't know, $8.99, but you're also gonna have to pay for the lettuce, the tomatoes, for all the toppings or stuff that you want in your sandwich. And I'm just like, back then we would just have a whole complete thing, and that's what we want, and that would be enough to fulfill us till we would want more later down the road. And when you look back at the previous era of gaming, not the PS3 and Xbox 360 era, I think that's when they started to shift towards that, because back then we were getting complete games.
Yes.
But if we were to look even further back, like around the PS2, the Nintendo GameCube, the Xbox, and even Sega Dreamcast era, you got full complete games that will last you for hours because the replay value was high. And I think that's the thing a lot of games, or at least AAA games, are kind of lacking, is replay value. For us to play for hours and hours and hours long, like we're done with the game, but we still want to go back and play it again and do it more and more and whatnot, especially if we're just trying to do it for like to be a complete completionist, or for trophy hunting or achievement hunting or whatnot, which I don't think more gamers are like that nowadays. It's just that the game has to be so good to the point where you replay it again, and you're still having a great experience. And I feel like with this year, when it comes to gaming, for me, it had to be Elden Ring because I played that game for hours, and there's still stuff for me to do with that game, even though I'm already 100 hours plus in, and I've already beaten majority of all the main bosses, and I think all of the side bosses as well. It's just like there's still for me to explore in this game, and to me, I want more games to feel like that. At least I know for RPGs or JRPGs, I do get that experience where there's a lot of content to digest in the game versus like AAA games. It just does not feel complete. Like you look at the shooters like Call of Duty. I remember back then, and I'm pretty sure most of us remember, where they would have single player, multiplayer, and another game mode where you and your buddies can, play together or whatnot. Spec Ops,
Yeah,
exactly.
we were talking about this last week.
Spec Ops or Zombies or some other game mode that you guys can play and enjoy for the time being. If you didn't want to play single player or multiplayer, there's at least something that y'all can do together. I remember back in Battlefield Bad Company 2, there was I forgot the name of the game mode, but it was a game mode where you and your buddies, y'all could play and tackle on these hard missions where you just have to survive waves and waves of enemies coming at you and whatnot. You had access to every weapon, to access to every vehicle that you could just that you could use. And I remember just getting completely wrecked. Me and my boys were stranded in this one house. Everything's falling apart, and we're just trying to keep each other alive. Like, one guy's a sniper, I'm the guy throwing ammo, the other guy's just reviving us, giving us health and whatnot, and we're pinned down. Like, when I tell you, like, the enemy AI team is like really gunning us, like they're legitimately gunning us down. Like, even if we were trying to get like a helicopter in the air, they would shoot it down within like 30 seconds.
Oh my god.
If you were running with a tank, you're seeing like 4 or 5 rockets coming at you.
Oh my god.
Like, it was that bad. But
Senpai has like war stories that rival real ones over here. You can go to the your local VA. Hey, I was in bad company too, man. But go on.
That kind of reminds me of. Do you guys ever play Horde mode in Gears of War?
Of course
yes,
I have.
yes.
That is exactly
I
what
played
I
all
was thinking
5
about.
actually.
It was
all 4 of them.
It was 50. The first time they came out with Horde mode for Gears of War was 50 waves.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
I'm one of those people that beat it.
no, I beat it too, but
No,
I had to start boxing with the last guy. I don't know how the fuck I beat it, but I remember it was me, my dad, and a bunch of my other friends. We just like, we all threw a party, and
Dad,
yeah, I know. My dad got me into Gears of War, and
Yeah.
so we made it to the last wave, and the last guy, the last enemy I needed to kill was like one of the new ones, crazy motherfucker. He would like vomit on you or some shit.
Oh.
And my dumbass was just like, bro, he's right there. He's got to kill me. Like, face to face, I'm like, all right, I'm boxing. I just started meleeing. Somehow I beat it.
Pressing B for your life.
You just reminded me of all that right now. It was, what a fucking time,
Oh
dude.
my god.
Yeah, I remember Gears of War. Like, for me, it was Gears of War 3 Horde mode. I remember it was myself, Waluigi, you met them at CEO, Lupasan and Hero Stormwolf. It was us 3, and we had another person. All 4 of us playing Gears of War 3 Horde mode. I think we started from like 10 in the morning. We weren't like almost done until like almost 4 in the morning. Like, we went for hours, hours and hours.
Takes a while.
Yes, like, because it was like we were so close to getting it done, and I think when we got to the last one, I think we just all gave up because it was like really, really too late, and then we never attempted again. But I remember those days of just gaming and whatnot, and it makes me really miss those days where to me that like Gears of War 3 felt like a very complete game because you had so much fun that you could do in the game. Mm-hmm. You had the single player, multiplayer, and then you had Horde mode that you could play. And I feel like with today, you don't get that, and it feels missing. Like, granted, yeah, battle royales are fun and cool and whatnot, but eventually it gets boring. Like, you're gonna get bored really, really quick, and you're just be like, I kind of miss the old stuff. And then when you go back and you play those old games and all those memories start coming back in, just like, I got to get the boys together again.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I gotta get the
down.
Yeah.
I am 100% down to do Gears 5. It feels more fluid, but some things are limited. I was introduced to Gears 1 by my cousin in Arizona. Mm-hmm. And then Gears 2 is where I learned how to actually like quick scope and play all this, because I had one cousin, but he only just did quick scoping. Like, he taught me how to use a sniper by playing reggaeton while I'm just like, that's the real tech. Turning off background music, playing your own music, and just vibing. That's how.
Yes.
That's exactly how I used to play Gears.
I
too.
still do that now for fighting games. And it's so funny.
I was gonna say with the point you made with the fast food.
Yeah.
I would start saying you get the lettuce first, and then you have to pay for everything else.
Yeah.
You want a burger? We're gonna give you the lettuce first. Start on that, and then you have to pay for everything else.
Yeah.
Bro,
That's how gaming feels now today.
Fuck the lettuce burger.
Yeah, I mean, no disrespect to my vegetarian folk, but like if you're getting a burger, you want the meat, okay?
Exactly.
And if you're getting the lettuce straight up, it's like, okay, can I get everything else
I mean,
now?
a beta is not like the real meat. It's vegan meat.
You get the Impossible Burger first. You get the Impossible
Exactly.
Pack.
Yeah.
Just to see what meat will be like.
It's mystery meat at this point.
Why?
So,
The AC is fighting back.
mystery meat, God.
But I will say this before we move on, and that is that I do. Wow, I kind of lost my
Say one
train.
good thing before you finish.
Okay,
before
go.
you leave.
Food analogy.
Because I'm trying to remember. I had the thought in my head,
Gears
and
of
I.
War. Shooters.
Gears of War, shoot.
Classic mode: story, multiplayer, arcade.
I'm trying to give you that flashback. Was it
I'm trying to remember.
Battlefield PTSD?
Here, can I hop on while you think?
Why not? This is your time to shine.
You know what? You know what? We'll
He'll
move
come
on.
back to you later.
I want to leave on a good note. You know, while things are incomplete, I like that we're breaking the walls between console and PC and crossplay.
Yeah.
Yes.
I believe, I was thinking about it last night, I understand that some games are going to have exclusive. That's okay. But if you're going to come out with the same game on everything, let everyone play together.
Yeah.
Agreed.
That's what I like to see. I want to see everyone playing together. I don't want to see, what you playing on? Don't matter. Give me your username. We're playing together.
Yeah.
That's what I...
There's been a few games out like that, like Apex Legends had that as an experiment. Multiverses might be one soon.
Yeah, we're gonna have crossplay.
We don't
Let
talk about
all
that.
the homies play together. That's
Yeah.
that's what a good direction I want to see that going.
Yeah.
Keep that up. Make that like a standard.
Yeah. At least now, like that's it's becoming more of a thing. It's like the pro with the con, Sure, games are lacking. They're half baked, but at least we do get to play with other people. Doesn't matter. Like nobody's asking, what console are you playing anymore? Like
Right.
that's not even a question anymore. It's like, what's your account? What's your account?
Right.
So it does make it easier. It does alleviate a lot of breathing room, especially with they did get us to not spend so much money on different consoles, but they did make us spend so much money on their fucking game. And there's a lot of games out there that still make so much money, and they still don't do anything with that money. So if there's any developers out there listening, fucking do something.
And they can't help you, man. They go in the
Nah.
meeting and said, "This is what we're gonna work on," and you go,
Yeah.
all right."
Yeah, like listen to your fan base. Like they want to, continue to keep supporting your game, and you don't want to provide them with the tools, or at least provide them with the things that they're asking for, that they're demanding for, or whatnot. Like for me, one of the two annoying things. One of them is I am tired of these changes in Apex Legends because developers are listening to pro players, and the pro players are just making it worse for everybody else.
Yeah.
And it's just like you're catering to the pro players instead of
and not the majority.
and not the majority. And it's just like, stop that. And another thing, and this also happened recently, and of course, we're going to talk about it on the Otakus of South Florida, and that is with Grand Blue Fantasy Versus.
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
It's a fighting game.
So it's based off the anime and the manga Grand Blue. They made a fighting game with each of the characters. And the one flaw that we've been talking about is there's no rollback netcode.
Yeah.
And what is that?
So basically,
Explain rollback netcode.
The
AJ, put the camera on Waluigi. I wanted to.
Do I sound crispy?
I don't hear you.
Really?
Oh God.
I can hear
He
him.
started getting into some sketchy stuff.
Oh, okay, there we go.
We pulled the plug on Waluigi.
All good? All right.
Oh, thank you, Apex Hybrid. Much love. So basically, it's just preventing lag. Rollback netcode is what prevents lag and delay and such. And not many people want to play a game with no rollback. So if you have a game that has rollback netcode, that means you're going to have less lag, less delay. You're just going to have a fluid match.
Yeah.
And Grand Blue has the gall, the audacity to say, we're going to have an online series tournament.
Yeah.
It also prevents lag switching as well for most parts, or you can tell if someone's lag switching.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
saw that you guys were talking about it.
Yeah. Yeah, and they had the audacity to announce that, oh, it's a $15,000, event and whatnot.
It's
cool.
not even worth it.
But you're having this online tournament event where your online is complete dog shit. I'm sorry, but it is. And the one thing people have been asking for the longest is add rollback netcode for this game, because
Literally.
that's what we want. And just recently, I found out today that Dragon Ball Fighter Z is getting rollback netcode. So
Oh, that's not it. Also, Samurai Showdown next year.
Samurai Showdown next.
And the game is like, what, 9 years old?
Yeah. Hell, fucking Blaze Blue Central Fiction, which is old. Like, that game was literally on the PS3. That shit got rollback netcode, but fucking Grand Blue Fantasy Versus can't get it? I'm sorry. That's the reason why at EVO they got booed. Like, the people that were presenting this, they got booed from the audience.
I heard
That
about
is
that.
so funny.
And if I was there at EVO, I'd have done the same thing. I'd have gave them the middle finger too.
I'm sorry, Samurai Showdown is 3 years old. It came out in 2019. A 3-year-old game is finally getting rollback netcode before Grand Blue Fantasy Versus.
Wow.
I'm like,
And again,
but it just goes to show that y'all cannot be this tone deaf. And if you go on Cygame's Twitter account, I'm gonna show you.
no one's safe. Like that's the bad thing.
Senpai, the Twitter warrior, right now.
Oh no, we're the ones that know this information. We're like Nordwar, but for gamers.
Because EVO is such a really big event that
so
a lot of people are expecting like announcements, like what are they gonna announce, what are they gonna show, and whatnot.
I understand that hype.
Yeah, most majors will announce a lot of fighting games or exclusive like things specifically for that tournament or for the game that's designated.
Right?
And
Here's the tweet. Still craving more Grand Blue versus action after EVO? We've got you covered. Introducing the Grand Blue versus League, an online tournament series coming your way. Right? Look at all the replies.
Yo, it's all like this sad face guy. And it's the same meme over again.
yes,
Yes.
because rollback netcode is something that's desired. You want to make sure your game feels
Yo.
instant.
I love the memes. Yo, look at this. All right, you got a solid community, though. It's the same meme over again.
And it goes on and on.
Your dog
and
water.
like, let me see how many. like when I posted mines, right? It was at 500. Now it is at 1,357 comments. Yeah, and it's even coming from people who don't even play Grand Blue, but it's just like we want to support. It's just like, yo, give the people what they want because we want to continue to keep supporting this game. Like Grand Blue is a really good game. It's just that the online is dog shit, and that's all we want. Just like listen to your fan base. Don't just give them, oh, here's an online tournament that we're gonna do for you guys, but your online is dog shit. Like, no, you're gonna have problems. This is going to fail.
And you already heard about Nick All Stars, right? That fighting game. That
Nick All Stars Brawl, the Nickelodeon
Right.
Smash.
They have
Like-
rollback netcode.
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. And then they also have what was it? Multiverse,
Multiverses, yeah.
which has netcode.
Rollback Nickel, yeah.
Like a game that came out so early. Well, it was supposed to come out like last year, but that's not important. The game wasted no time with rollback netcode. Like so you can feel like you're on time with your moveset, your game. You know what you already know. Even though you might have missed, at least you know damn well you hit the button. Any button or movement.
I would really like to talk to someone to see, what that deal is. If it's like they're working on it, or just
Oh
like.
my god, I forgot.
Persona 4 Arena Ultimax got
thanks,
rollback.
Soto. I forgot about that completely.
Yeah.
How long ago that game came out?
That was a PS3 game.
I feel like
Oh.
there has to be a reason. They can't unless they're being like some real villains, and really just trying to. There's got to be. I only hope there's some error that stopped or something that's stopping them to get that.
A 9-year-old
That's the
game.
goal, man. With any game.
A 9-year-old game got rolled netcode.
It's a damn shame, man.
It really is.
It's a damn shame.
That's like a current generation problem.
But now I want to finish on that note of the topic and then moving on to our next topic. It's just that listen to your fan base. Stop half-assing it. Otherwise, if it's like this, if you can't give it to us in this game, your next sequel better have it. Because if it doesn't, hey, we're out. I'm not investing my time with this game. I'm not investing my money with this game because it's just like, you didn't listen to us then, and you're not listening to us now. Why the hell do you deserve my money and my time?
The next Smash probably won't have rollback netcode. We know this for sure.
That's why I don't get hyped for pre-orders.
Yeah.
A big thing.
I lost that hype.
A big thing, at least like locally, like COD, was they would have the midnight release.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I miss
We'll
those.
go there. We'll go to a local GameStop. There'll be parties. I remember me and my friend, we competed in a tournament, and it was like that was a good vibe.
Yeah.
And you'll be safe. We would go play the game, right? We'll come back home. We'll play a game for an hour because it's already late as hell already. But now I have to I guess cheetah watching a gazelle. The first month of the game, I gotta see the reviews.
Yes.
Now.
Yeah.
We do the same
I'm
thing.
just stalking, just watching.
Watching YouTube videos or whatnot.
Videos, and the worst part is that it's not a surprise when I buy the game anymore.
Yeah.
I have to see. Because
Yeah,
now I got it. Now it's not. I'm not making a decision for my enjoyment. I have to make a financial decision.
Yeah, exactly.
Is this worth my time? I'm paying for this.
That's fucking annoying.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Yeah. So, moving on to our next topic. What does gaming mean to you?
As I mentioned earlier, that playing on the PSP was addiction. So I would say gaming is my vice, really. I would say it's so much fun, but boy, it sucks. It's so much fun. It's such a great outlet for me just to get out and do some other things. There's some parts of my day where it's like, let me play a little bit, let me game a little bit, just so I can refresh my mind, put myself. But it takes so much time, it takes so much money from me, but I like it though, it's a shame. But I only could imagine, like, I guess Fallout 76 and Cyberpunk really messed up us too. You missed a hybrid. We were crying earlier, but. Yeah, gaming is my vice. I like to do it. People gamble, people like to drink and stuff. because I feel like there is like a little repercussions that I'm taking away gaming. I'm taking away like time, but at the same time, it's very social. There's like I have relationships built on top of that. Like if we were just to meet in person, it's kind of weird. We don't have like an activity to do like gaming, but gaming is my vice, and I'm proud. I'm proud to have it.
Well said.
Awesome. All right. So, next topic. You had to be there moments. What moments in gaming that you can describe that, you had to be there for this moment? And with hearing your stories and then, of course, your experience with gaming and whatnot, I know you have some pretty crazy and fun moments that you had in gaming. So explain to us, like, what moment that you experienced growing up, even up until now or even recently, that is like you had to be there when this happened.
Going back to your guys' story about it was you with Bad Company and AJ with it was Gears, right?
Yeah.
The private games with the boys will never be beat.
Yes.
Okay. Whether a big thing I forgot to mention was Halo.
Yeah.
Being an Xbox player, we would play custom games, and I would follow a YouTube page. That would like release like all different custom games, and we would get just my friends, and we would be screaming. It would be one of those nights someone would come in the room. You need to get off the fucking game now, because we'd be like, we'd be screaming. He's coming right. The games where there's like Friday the 13th, where there's a killer and four of you gotta survive.
Yeah.
And Halo
Oh my
3, they had
God.
Ninja Knot.
Yes.
Ninja Knot, where there was an invisible player.
Yeah.
And it would kill the other. Bro, we'd be hanging
I miss
around.
that
We'd be
shit.
like, so what are you doing? So, and you'd be like, oh, we like look like ants with a scatter. It's like, oh my God,
I
they're
miss
over
that
here.
shit, man.
Those games are my top gaming moments.
Why do I feel like you've done prop hunt?
You know what? I really need to get into that. But with
my
Call of
God.
Duty, we played cops and robbers, where there was two robbers
I
and there
remember
was
that
two
one, too.
cops, and you had to we had a shotgun. You had to tell the other person, get on the ground, and we'd be on the ground, and then I'll go to the other cop. It's like, all right, let's have some fun. We have like the C4 packets, and you would just throw it at them, and that would do like 5 damage. And we're just like, just to keep, and then sometimes they would escape, and we would chase them.
The emotional damage.
Yeah, we would, those kind of private session games, like Friday the 13th. I remember we played Evolve, where we had someone as the monster.
Mm-hmm.
Those games, and you can feel the thrill of being chased, being the chaser and the chasee. Those games are so good. Xbox Party Chat, want to remember? Yep. Just, this private chat, doing, like, playing quick scopes were the best times. It's not when I'm, like, playing by myself, but games, when I'm out, just private games, that's, like, it's not, with, like, Call of Duty, we're playing stuff that's not usual. We're playing, like I said, Michael Myers, or we're chasing each other. We're doing something that's different.
Yeah.
Standard team deathmatch amongst each other. And, like I said, that chase mechanic in any game will be like a great time with my friends and I. So that was like you had to be there last night. We'll be in the group chat. Yo,
Yeah.
my man played a mean killer last night, man. I had me screaming. I was like, or I'll be like, hey guys, I'm sorry I had to get off. My parents got mad at me. I was screaming like a maniac last
can't
night, and I
forget
got
that.
pulled by my ear to bed. So. Oh, brother.
Yeah,
Gaming
definitely.
with the boys.
Yes, gaming with the boys. That'll never go. That'll never go away. Even as you get older, you guys will eventually find at least a time to just be like, you know what, let's do a gaming session, and you'll be like, we'll do about maybe an hour or so, and then that hour goes into like 4, 5, 6 hours, and be like, fuck. We really went too hard on this, but it's like when you're having fun, you lose track of time.
Right out the
And
door.
time just goes by really, really quick. And you don't even realize it until you're just like, all right, I think I'm done for the night. You look at the time and be like, shit.
Yeah,
It-
yo.
It's for me.
Collar, yikes.
Yeah. For me, it was playing Destiny 2, doing raids.
Oh my! Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
Dear God. Dear God.
Yeah, that
5 hours and still haven't completed it.
that was the zombies Easter eggs for me. It's pretty much the same thing. You had someone that knew it, and there was just almost instructing people how to do it there. So, oh man,
Looks like you got some simps in the chat.
we got some simps. Dude in the red jacket. I got my USA robe right now.
You got to give him that Good Morning USA.
Got here, yeah, born and raised, baby. But what's up, Legend? Thanks for coming in the chat right now.
But yeah, like that's a feeling regardless on what age that you're in, even if you're like a very young gamer, you know that when you're gaming with the boys, you're bound to have a really good time, whether it's online or even offline. You're bound to have a really good time, and you're gonna end up losing a track of time, and you don't even keep score of who won or who lost or whatnot. You're just having fun.
We keeping score. We
Oh,
talk.
yeah.
We talking smack afterward.
I can never
You
forget
got destroyed
even
last
my
night,
sessions.
man. Say that again.
I can't forget my sessions on Xbox with my Utah friends. I was like the only Florida person. So they're like, Florida man. I was slandered for my state.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
All right, our next topic is gaming pet peeves. What are some gaming pet peeves that you have that you want to share with us?
So, a big thing was, we're talking about these companies hungry for money, was the necessities that you needed to buy separately. For example, if you were, depending on the situation, you probably needed that little light for the Game Boy.
Yeah.
For Xbox, I remember you had to get Live, you had to pay for their subscription service.
Yep.
Yeah, if you have a friend, you gotta get a controller. If you don't have an Ethernet setup, you gotta buy the adapter, the little adapter that hooked onto the Xbox.
Yes, I remember.
I think I still have mine for the 360.
Yeah, there's like so many, and my biggest thing is just like, at least coming from consoles, you had to pay for that live service. And I remember the longest, the PlayStation guys would come at me and said, "Oh, we don't have to pay," and then they got hacked, and they was like, "All right, I guess they needed to bump up the funding," so then they were introduced.
Now you got to pay.
Now you got to pay, Buster. We're tired of getting your all your info getting leaked. And then while I just made my PC in 2020, it's a whole new world. No subscription service. I pay the game, and look at that. I can play online. I'm talking to people online. It's at least Xbox was rough because if you want to get in the party, you had to be even to talk to people. Otherwise, you had to go in the private chat. It was just one-on-one.
Oh my God, I forgot about 360 days.
Yeah, on the 360.
Jesus.
So some of the necessities that you had to buy was like, come on, bite me.
Yeah.
Another thing too is that greedy second player. Whether you're playing RPG or playing Battle Royale, you have one person that just steals all the loots. And the worst ones are the ones that don't contribute anything.
Yes.
And I'm like, all right, I killed the boss. What are you doing looting, man? What are you doing? I haven't even got to it. I got to heal still. Those greedy second players are the worst. Or even, when I play a couple of the Battle Royale, and this guy is like already like neck deep in this guy's bottom looking for stuff already, and I'm over here just reloading my weapons and whatnot. That greedy second player will always get me.
Sounds like most shooters.
Yeah.
I mean, even RPGs too. When there was one point, me and my buddy would play Elder Scrolls Online, and they had a really good system because everyone had like a unique inventory. You would get a random just for you, and you would get random stuff just for you.
Oh.
So you couldn't really steal. But there was other games where like you can just go and take the stuff, and I was like, come on, bro. I feel like that happens more in shooters. I think RPGs are more only like some of the old school RPGs until they haven't caught on. If you grab it, that was the unique item, you couldn't get it. So.
That's true.
Greedy, necessities. Oh man. Just I don't have problems really like talking to other people. Some of my online experiences is mic etiquette, where like you hop in and there's one guy just playing music, or dude, breathe another mouth.
Fucking mouth breathing.
Like,
Or the one with
like the mic is a new CPR tool and stuff.
God.
bro.
or the one where you just hear the whole fucking family in the background.
whole
Yes.
family,
Yes.
bro.
The kids
Dude,
fucking
I'm
yelling.
always congested. People are like, "Why are you breathing in your mic?" I'm like, "I'm just congested," and I have to move it far off. And they're like, "We can't hear you."
You know, I'm the type of person that I get so shy, even talk to people online.
Ooh,
Right.
echoing is a good one too.
Echoing. Oh well, yeah. Like, I would say like this mic issues too. You know, all those are distractions. And I would always keep my mic muted. I'd always be shy if someone. There'll always be that one person. Anyone got a mic? And I'm here with my mic. Mm-mm.
I just stay muted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just stay muted. I stay
Yeah,
muted.
if it's with random people, fuck no, I wouldn't.
I'm like, if they sound at least an adult,
Yeah.
and I'm open.
I get it's so bad because I feel like almost like an elitist. I'm like, huh, you think I'm gonna talk to you, Buster?
Simpleton.
You simpleton of a game chat.
Oh my God.
I deserve my voice only for the homies. All right, but yeah, mic etiquette is a big thing, and there's some. I was gonna say I don't mind people trash talking. I'm not a sore loser. I'm a sore winner. When I win, I'm gonna talk my smack. All right. If I lose, I'm like, yeah. I'll just be there like bummed. There were some nights where I would get destroyed, and I'll just tail between my legs is okay, guys. I'll see you next session, right? But the worst thing was when people just whine in games. I think for me, just like they complaining about something, or like they're with me and they're like, oh, I want that or something. And it just bugs the heck out of me.
Squeakers. That was the name I was thinking about.
What is that?
Children that have a really high-pitched voice.
Oh, squeakers. Oh,
I forgot that was an old term.
yeah. Oh,
Gosh, I'm
that's-
bringing back my
that
memories
was-
from
that
like
was
when I had a
classic.
360.
That was a pros in the
He's
Modern
like,
Warfare.
"Stop shooting me."
Stop shooting me or something. And it's like sometimes this like nagging would just just grind my gears. But really, well, I'm pretty open, and I feel guilty. I know a big thing for other people is getting handed like a sweaty controller and whatnot, and
Oh no, I forgot.
Lord,
About that.
I am a sweaty person, and I'm guilty of that. And I try, or at least I try my best. Get the classic, maybe a knife or screwdriver. And DW shy to talk to people online, also streamer. Well, in my.
Hey, you got called out.
I know, right? In my defense, I'm not talking to you. I'm the main show. I don't get to hear you back. I talk to you, all right? And I can choose whether I read something or not. So that's kind of it's kind of iffy, man. But it is something I'm trying to overcome. Even in games, like if anyone got a mic, I won't talk to them. But yeah, I know there was one Apex streamer I used to watch. He used to put the finger condoms from kitchens. When you get like cut, he would put the finger condoms on because he would sweat so much.
I'm sorry, finger condoms?
You never heard it? If you worked in the kitchen, you know what it's talking
I
about.
thought it was just normal food gloves. What the?
No, but they're not gloves. It's for your individual finger. That's why it's finger condom. Because like let's say you
Bruh.
cut.
I
you cut
feel
your-
like I watched this in a Japanese commercial or something. This is disturbing me.
This guy hasn't been in the kitchen before, man. Yeah, if you cut yourself, you'll get like they'll give you first aid and they'll put the finger condom. You're back to work, so you don't
I
contaminate.
gotta look this up. I don't know if you're bullshitting.
No, look it up. The guy, he would 10 fingers deep finger condoms, so all the sweat would stay.
Oh,
It's-
okay, so these are valid. Thank God.
Yeah. Take it easy.
They're
man.
called
It's not like you're
latex-
going. Can you go to the pharmacy?
They
and
call
pick
them
me up
finger cuts. Okay.
Say that again.
They call them disposable latex finger cuts.
Cots.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know. I'm not a finger condom expert, but
you're canceled. Yikes. But I think the biggest thing is just I don't want to go back to going like game. My beef is more with the company than I have with other players.
Right.
Because there's always going to be a cheese move, and for like pay, and I'm not gonna, I'll get mad, but I'm not gonna come after someone about it, because my thinking is like I have to be better than that. I gotta come up with something to avoid it. I gotta be smarter, and I'm stubborn as a bull sometimes, because I'll go head first and stuff, and I'm like, damn it, I could avoid this. So, my pet peeves, my beef is with companies. To the man.
To the man.
So
Especially their
pet peeve for
managers.
gamers.
Because those are the motherfuckers that they're the ones that call the shots. They're the ones that tell the devs, hey, do this, do that, and the other. And, then the devs have to take all the heat from all the fans. So
Oh dear, you're talking about last week, aren't you, with Destiny?
no, just in general.
thank
Like
God.
every single company is the same fucking way. They're all steering towards that same path. And basically we gotta stick it to the man. We gotta tell the managers of these companies, like, stop being fucking stupid and listen to the fans. You want more money? Listen to me, cause
We the people.
it's crazy how big of a gap it is between like those people with power and like the base. Because like it even goes. You cracked me up, senpai, with you made the comment of these animes going to live action shows.
Oh God, here we go again.
I know. I don't want to. He's gonna get fired up, I'm sure.
Here we fucking go.
That I never understood. When these live action movies come out, it's a whole new story. Like they like to, for me, I'm ready to see what I'm always, and I'm happy with that. Ready to see the things that, not a new story, but the things that I've always seen all the time. But I understand, with the creative process, you want to come up with something new for it. So that, like, and some people are like that gap, like they'll say, hey, this is what we want, and that will not go through to like the people like producing it.
Mm-hmm.
One of the the craziest stories I tell people is how Sonic, the movie, came around.
Yeah.
It came out with the first model, and people were like, huh? And then they believe it or not, guys, they actually changed it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Dude,
I was
like,
reading that.
That was like, I was blown
The internet
away.
roasted them to the
Right,
point
but they-
to the point that they changed it.
But
Yep.
they actually changed it. Some people won't do that.
Yeah.
They were like, no, this is what you're getting. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom. But they actually changed. And,
That last model is featured in that Chip and Dale movie.
oh, really?
That's serious. They called it Ugly Sonic so it wouldn't get copyrighted.
Yes.
I wish I was kidding.
So, dude, little serial killer Sonic. Yeah. Like I said, I don't want to disrupt anyone's creative process because they want to bring something new.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to, things are a game that like can't exist in real life. What you mentioned in your argument, like in animations, those animations cannot. They're almost impossible to transform to live action.
Like, I wish I was kidding.
Luigi's showing me these pictures of the OG Sonic, and those eyes look.
And that's from the Chip and Dale movie.
Yeah,
That came out on Disney Plus.
You know what? I never really realized they do look like Chip and Dale. Where, like the eyes far apart and that like.
That is a horrid model.
Yes, it is, and I'm surprised they were able to get away with this.
Yeah.
So I never understood that.
God bless for those who didn't see
That
it.
gap. Even with social media, you post an account, and what you showed on Twitter right now. Why don't you see that and you go? Someone got to go. Oh.
I don't think they're just gonna let it slide.
What do we do now? Like, so.
Give the people what they want, and if you can't, you find a way to give it to them. Otherwise, they're just not gonna support you and just be like, okay, you can go out of business.
Man.
it's too easy.
Yeah.
Too easy.
Because it's like, listen, gamers will give you money. Gamers will spend the money. Like,
That's true.
we will spend the money for the game that we would want, if done correctly. But if you try to screw us over or try to trick us, don't expect. It's like, fool me once, shame on you, but you ain't not fooling me twice. Like, no.
Yeah, that goes back to gaming as a vice. We will spend money.
Yes.
I will go and I'm trying to like be better about it, because I know I have like 10 games looking at me, collecting dust.
Oh, you too?
You're really gonna get a new game, DW? Oh, wow. I'll just stay here for another 3 years.
I got 12.
Yeah. So
I'm in the hundreds, so.
100? Oh my God.
I'm sure.
I have a lot of PS3 games I have not even touched, and a lot of PS4 games I have not even
And you
touched.
still get them.
It's like I said.
I mean, it's called a collection for a reason.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, it's just I gotta. Set
Even
up,
my Steam games.
I need to set up a museum exhibit. At least.
You know what I just realized? That's like people who have library bookshelves, and they have all these books that they've never read. They just keep them there.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's super classy, though.
Yeah.
You know,
But
you
having
just
video
come
games
in,
is also
you
more
come
modern.
You come in, sit down. Oh, this guy reads. That's so cool. Same thing.
But like, if you look at us, you're like, oh, this man plays games.
I think it's more a negative where it's like, oh my God, this guy, all he does is game. Like he does nothing else and stuff.
I wish I could game all day, but I can't because I'm an adult and I have responsibilities.
too.
It's
Adulting.
it's the you could say it's a trope, but it's the saying of, you know, when you were younger, you want all the games. Now that you're older, you can have access to these games. You can get as many games as you want. You just don't have the time to play them. Funny how that works. When you're young, when you're a kid, I want all these games. Like when the N64 came out, I wanted to get like shelves of just nothing but games. Now that I'm older, it's just like, I can get all these games. I got the money to get them, but it's just I don't got the time to play them all.
Also, fuck the retro console marketplace now. Because you realize you can get all these games, but it would cost more money.
That's why you got to visit your local mom and pop shop for most of your retro gaming needs.
That or,
like way back when, like right over there. Shout out to them.
Yes. Anyways, there's also emulations, but we don't talk about that. Actually, we could, but that's later. I didn't say anything that loud, did I?
Listen, if you're one of those emulators that like to emulate games, find emulators of certain games because certain companies, I'm not gonna mention any of them, but
No, I wouldn't either.
Name them.
but no, but you know, it starts off with an N, and you know, they could make money off of, you know, some of their retro games, putting them on the store, selling it at a very cheap, affordable price, like I don't know, $10 bucks. I would say $10 at max.
DLC would be beautiful.
And
it's basically DLC.
I don't know. And it's just like now you just don't want to give the people what they want, so they end up pirating and emulating your game. And it's just like, well, if we can't pay for it, we're gonna find other means to get it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, even Amazon sells it.
Yo, that reminds me of
No witnesses.
you know, some common themes I mentioned in games is I like to play mechs. You know, just iron suits and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you guys know what's going on with Titanfall 2. So Titanfall 2,
Love that game.
That was a great game. I like Titanfall 1, Titanfall 2, awesome. They had a campaign on Titanfall 2, awesome.
Yes.
You know, that whole, and I felt like they set up the game pretty good when you're either a foot soldier or you're in this huge robot.
Yeah.
The only thing I didn't like is that they introduced one of the Titans that could siphon health, and when it executes, you get to health. And like the whole thing was like kind of a marathon race. You would see how long you would stay in the mech,
Yeah.
the Titan, until it would blow up. But they introduced that game, and it was awful afterwards. Anyways, Respawn put more resources on Apex. That's the cash cow.
Yep.
Yeah.
I understand that as a business thing. So Titanfall got swarmed with hackers and stuff. So now people on Titanfall, they have something called the North Star client.
Oh my God, I remember
all
that.
community built. It's still going up. It's all community made. They run the game now. They put the servers. They make custom skins for the game now, which is whoa, this looks great. They put like crazy mods that we see in the game. You always come in a drop ship, and you jump out the ship.
Oh, same way.
Yeah, but someone put a mod where you get to fly the drop ship, and the guy's flying the drop ship. And I'm like, this is crazy, man. I wish I would have seen something like this. And and shout out to all the people that do mods on GTA 5 too.
Yeah.
Dear God.
Yeah, if you don't do it, someone will.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. Someone will do it better.
Yes.
Yep.
Someone will do it better, and it is crazy. I tip my hat to someone that gets the motivation. Said I can one up this, and I feel like there's so many people like that.
Yeah.
They're so like it's just the catalyst to get started or the activation to do that is like so high, because they see they're like, oh, I can do it, but I'm not gonna do it. But then something triggers in them, and then they make like a whole mini game on GTA 5 or something. So
Yeah.
it is crazy what let the community, the swarm, just said this is our game now.
Yeah, that brought memories to when some people tried to hack Apex Legends. That's letting them know to save, respawn, or save
Right.
TF2.
I remember that.
Yep.
Good times. We talked about that one episode.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah. And also to go off with what you said, I feel when it comes to when gamers, the community, they come in and step in and they do even better work than the actual developers. I could look at a game like Skyrim to where you have people that mod the game.
Skyrim
You have
too.
so many mods in that game to the point where there are mods where you can play a complete new story. New story, new cast of characters, new voice lines, and it just feels like a new game, like a new experience. Even though you've played the game, you've done everything in Skyrim. I mean, it's, to me, I find that impossible, because there's just so much that you can do in that game.
Oh, I know.
But
I'm looking at them right now, actually.
but it just goes to show that when the passion is there, it can take gaming to a whole new level. And now it just seems like that passion is only there if there's going to be money involved. But when you see that gamers are stepping up, doing things out of just the love of it, the love for the game, the love of the universe, the style, and then they go above and beyond what even the developers have made, it just really goes to show where the passion is at. And it's like it's going to be with the gamers.
I'm looking at all these
Not
mods.
the, not the companies that are trying to make money off of the game. It's just, we understand, yeah, you guys are in business to make money. Yeah, cool, we get that. But give us what we want.
Holy shit.
Give us what we want, and you'll continue to keep having our services for many, many years. If not, then, hey, go out of business. Bye. We don't care. Because it's like, you treat us bad, oh, we'll make sure you don't stay in business for long.
Right.
There are so many
Like,
mods. I did not
look
know
at Capcom. Capcom was doing really, really bad, but they turned things around with Monster Hunter World, giving everyone, like, that is a complete game, a full $60 game. And of course, they were giving out so much free content. And then you had the expansion pack that also dropped, Monster Hunter World Iceborne, more content, and then even more free content.
Yes, I remember.
Like with all the free content that Monster Hunter World put into just everything, you're looking at possibly a $400 to $500 game. But majority of the content was free. And it's just like, that's how you do gaming right. That's the way to go. And, and Capcom is now sitting at the, looking good. Because back then, they were looking really, really bad. Like, really, really bad. But now they're looking good, and it's good to see that. And they now want to focus on, you know what, we want to make sure that we please our customers. Because we don't want to repeat our mistakes that we did to the point where they're just like, yeah, we don't need y'all. Bye.
Yeah, going back to the, some of the RPGs get it right.
Mm-hmm.
I forget how solid Monster Hunter World is. And, an Iceborne is a whole new adventure that you can keep adding on
Yeah.
to.
I need to play that game.
And, yeah, that's, while you can get lost in a map in Skyrim, you can get lost in, like, just trying out new weapons in Monster Hunter. Trying to do different things and stuff. And that was awesome to me. And, yeah, I don't remember, I didn't feel like anything was missing when I'm playing Monster Hunter World.
Yeah.
I can fight my monsters. I can get my friends when I want to.
Yep.
Happy.
Yeah. Can't go wrong with that. So, that being said, before we wrap up, we're going to give this time to those in the chat. If you guys want to ask us any questions, feel free to ask us any questions. We're going to close this out shortly in about the next 5 minutes. So, for those that are currently watching and viewing, go ahead, ask us any questions. It could be of myself, our guest, DynamicWack, Waluigi, AJ, anything right now. The floor is actually yours.
I did not know there were that many mods in Skyrim. I'm a little bit fucked up right now.
There's a lot.
There's so many details. I'm so impressed, actually, with that community.
Yeah. And I know, like, in places in Fallout, they have, like a hub, or, like, they have, like, a mod store. Mm-hmm. And where, I guess, you can submit your stuff. Oh, another great thing. I don't know... Have you guys ever played Forza?
No.
I've seen the gameplay.
So, one of the craziest things is they have a community hub on the page, and whatever you think, bless you, whatever you think, they have like a design for that on the car.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's great. That's one of the best things ever. No paint job will beat a user-made, like, and they'll have like all the like the sponsorships and stuff. So you can get this normal one-colored car into like this racing machine. So that's I love when the community comes in for that stuff.
Apex Hybrid asks, what city y'all in? Currently in Margate right now.
Yeah, Ben, I mentioned that I'm personally from West Palm Beach.
And I'm from Deerfield.
I'm here.
Originally, I was born in New York, and I think I said that like way long ago, like episode 1. Y'all are at the arcade? Yes.
Yes.
We're at Flynn's.
This is Flynn's Gaming, yeah.
During the closing hours.
Right. I had never been to this room specifically. This is new to me. I've always been to over here.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that they bought this space for it, and it's pretty cool. I've always thought I've watched some of the podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, there's no way they should be like crunched up.
Oh yeah,
they should be doing the podcast like on top of an arcade cabinet right now. There's like no space over there. But to see this is pretty awesome, man. And I'm glad you guys are having this
Dude,
podcast.
Like, even if you're not into fighting games or stuff, you can check it out. Then there's also Flynn's has multiple events.
Yeah, that's something I want to be a part of. I know you guys are more into the fighting games, and I've seen that too. Lately the only fighting game I've been playing is For Honor.
Ooh, I can go on about that. I love that game.
Yeah, I've got back into it, and I'm having a blast on it. I remember Apex Hybrid says that we saw you at SuperCon. Oh, we saw you at SuperCon? I know you were at you were hosting a tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was cosplaying and competing.
Yeah, I saw your guys' image. This guy just came in the arcade right now. And then where I did meet you guys for the first time was at the pre-party.
Oh yeah.
At Extreme.
Yes, that was the funniest thing. I'm like, wait, who's this guy? Like,
I'm sure.
To apply. I'm like, holy shit, I was shocked.
I'm sure it was pretty like just weird, just
No,
for me,
no,
I sent a message out of nowhere saying, "Oh, okay, I gotta be on the podcast," and then I saw you guys.
Oh, really? That was actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I was with my magnifying glass looking around for you guys. I was like, oh.
But the funniest
he has
thing
the
is,
shirt.
And the funniest thing is we're in an obvious corner playing DNF Duel, just casually.
These guys were gaming.
Because I'm just like, cosplayers all crowded up. Boop, got my laptop. I introduced AJ to the holy ways of Striker.
Oh yeah.
Now we just got to get him into fighting games to the next step.
They got a question from chat about tournaments at Flynn's.
Hold on, there's more questions, but I'm gonna go at it, one at a time.
AJ, are you Exodus?
Okay.
No. Okay, thank God.
So.
I don't know if you're lying or not. That's the thing.
Don't worry about it.
It sounds like you're lying to me.
Exodus Crash asks, Waluigi, why don't you play Genshin Impact? Give in to it.
I thought that was AJ at first, but I don't know if he's fucking with me.
It's not.
I ain't a simp, and I'm not spending that kind of money.
And then Exodus Crash also asked me, you should play Genshin Impact, aka Waifu Simulator. I'm good. I'll stick to fighting games.
I'm trying not to go broke.
I will stick to fighting games.
My sister likes to play that game a lot. There's like all the different heroes and stuff, and
AJ,
she's having.
Put the camera on him. I'm gonna show something in the camera.
Oh my God.
Let it focus a little bit. Let it focus.
Is that Narmaya?
Yes.
God damn it.
On my home screen. Hold on. I'm gonna focus it.
Are we showing some Bulbas?
We are showing Narmaya,
Oh, there we
Grand
go.
Blue Fantasy Versus. If any of you guys want to look it up.
We're getting.
My waifus are literally in fighting games.
And a legal adult.
Oh wow. It's getting steamy in the chat right now.
Not the first time. Not the first
Hey. We all have that 2D, 3D.
Legend as favorite game community to be a part of, and vice versa. At least favorite. For me, it's the fighting game community.
Honestly. I went to an awkward path and I love it. I like how I transitioned from cosplayer, podcaster, now into podcaster, competitor in an esports team to like a minor cosplayer.
Sheesh. Nice. I've always been intimidated by fighting games.
Honestly, I was too.
I was You know, I would watch these videos of like, you know, a person wouldn't even strike back. They would just get like, you get sucked into the combo, and I'm like, you know, I'm sure, you know, that happens anywhere. You know, you can
sound
see.
like Herb's for this, but you just gotta block.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not lying.
No, yeah, you're right. You know,
You just gotta block.
The
I'm
crazy
getting-
thing is that you still somehow get hit.
Yes, it's called getting mixed.
Yeah,
Or schmixed. I'm breaking this down as easy as I can. Because how much knowledge Herbs has trained me, or my team leader, in 6 months. Because Guilty Gear Strive is my first fighting game competitively.
Okay.
And he picked me up after CEO of 2021. Even though I've never played a fighting game, he's like, I want you to join. I'm like, okay. And now I'm up to it.
That's crazy that you're a competitor now. I mean, shout out to your team. You're ready
Thanks,
for all that
FGC
stuff.
Island.
And you know, with everything else, but I've always been super intimidated to get in fighting games.
I say the easiest one to get yourself into is Grand Blue Fantasy Versus. I would say DNF Duel, since it freshly came out and they just updated. Then, if you want to explore more, I would say, like, if you want to learn fundamentals, YouTube. Flat out, that's how I learned my fundamentals. Or at least a breakdown of fighting games.
Well, I'm gonna give my take on Legends question. You know, I don't know too much about fighting games. I know about Call of Duty, and you know that community is like, sometimes you get into the war. You bump into the worst people sometimes than more the good people. I think the community I like a lot is every time I wear my Fallout Boy shirt, my Fallout with the Pip-Boy, there's always someone that comes to, and we have like a great geek conversation. I remember I was walking around campus in college, and I was thinking I was gonna go buy books. Just walking, this guy stopped. He came in front of me. He shows me his pec, and he has a Pip-Boy with a rocket launcher. He has a Pip-Boy guy with a rocket launcher on. It was one of the heavy gun symbol.
That sounds like me of anyone with an anime t-shirt. I have like so many anime tattoos.
Yeah, and he showed me that, and I was like, whoa. I was like, dude, dope stuff, man. And I feel like, yeah, I can really just get together with people more on like single player games, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
And last question comes from Blanky, and I think this is more directed towards me since I run and organize all the tournaments here. Any plans for more tournaments at Flynn's? I know it's a bit of a stretch, but any possibility of expanding to other genres of games like Mario Kart or first-person shooters? Mario Kart, we used to do it here.
Oh my god, I was first commentating for it.
We used to do Mario Kart here, but people were not coming out for it. And I feel like if Flynn's were to do a Mario Kart, I would say it would be more so at a convention, since there are more people that'll play the game casually for it. But for them to come out here, it's just like not a lot of people play it or come out for it. So I do not want to waste no one's time for them driving, coming out here, and then there's no one here. Like,
that's how I met Will.
like to me as a tournament organizer, it's something I don't like, because I don't like to see people making the effort to come out and no one's not here. I don't like that, which is why when people ask me for, hey, do you do a tournament of this, that, and the third, it's just like, I would love to. It's just people don't show up for it. We advertise, we try to promote it.
And it didn't show up.
Like,
just a waste of time and effort.
We have the tools to run it. We have the resources to run it. It's just people don't want to show up for it. So I don't want to waste your time having you come out for a tournament that people are not going to show up for. But for a game like Mario Kart, I'll most likely do it at a convention.
Honestly, that'd be easier.
Because it'd be easier to do, and of course, a lot of people will play the game casually. Now, for first-person shooters, PC-based, because that's like the default platform for first-person shooters, because most people, when they play on first-person shooters competitively, it's always on a PC.
Yes.
Because you can always plug in your PlayStation, your Xbox controller into the PC, and then just map out your buttons, and you're good to go. So I would just do it that way, and we don't have PCs here at Flynn, so...
That's way too much money.
Yeah, and then, of course, people play on different platforms, so I'd rather just have, when Flynn's expands to a much bigger venue, which will happen later in the future, and we get into that, you know, that part where we're going to do PC gaming, then yeah, that is something that we will introduce. But for the time being, it's mostly fighting games. and later down the line, trading card game tournaments here later down the line.
Dear God, I could imagine you doing
And
TCGs.
going to being an organizer. Those are probably like the most easy to facilitate too.
No.
No.
Oh well.
Even
I
I,
guess.
I briefly TO with Herbs, and I can understand that.
Well, going back to what you mentioned, at least with this first-person shooters, there's a lot of more like resources that get put
Yeah.
in.
Yeah,
At
like-
least you can have like one, I guess, console and maybe just a couple controllers or something.
Eh.
But I don't know. I never done it. I feel bad for saying that.
Yeah, because I researched into it, like for doing first-person shooters and expanding into other genres, because people have asked me for first-person shooters. Would I ever consider doing a Rocket League tournament? It's like I would do it. It's just what is the preferred platform, and if the preferred platform is PC,
Not gonna happen.
then it's not going to happen here. Because I'd rather just stick with something that most people prefer playing on.
And stuff we already got.
And stuff that we already have to accommodate that. So unfortunately, we don't for now. But I'm open to it. That's why when it comes to, as I said, when it comes to other fighters, I'll launch it, I'll do it, but people got to show up for it. At least 8 people. If 8 people, all right, let's go ahead, let's do a tournament, let's make it happen.
Nice.
But if it's just gonna be like 4, 3 people, I feel like it's a waste of your time, and you deserve to get your money back. And yeah, I don't like that, and it sucks because I do want to grow the community. I do want more people to try more fighting games and get into them. It's just people don't want to come out for it, or they're just not interested in playing that game, which I can understand. Like, not everyone wants to play certain type of fighting games.
Laughing at Vizzy TV is like, bro, playing fighting games for me is a blood pressure fest, and that's true. If you do compete, sometimes you do have like an adrenaline, some stress in situations.
That's gaming.
I'm one of those people. Like, my hands will be cold, but my whole body is entirely warm.
To finish off with I'm looking at your home screen.
Yeah.
It's JFK that said, it's not what your country can do for you, it's what you can do for your country. Come, local spots like here in Flint's, you try to offer what you can to the group.
Yeah.
It's nice to say, hey, what are you doing about this game? And then say, hey, how can I help to do this? I really want to see this happen. Maybe you can be, I don't know, the organization here, be like just be a member in this community to help out.
Yeah.
So
Damn.
let that be motivational rise up to do something here.
Patriotically based, I love it.
Yeah. So with that being
USA!
said, we can go ahead and put a bow on this and wrap this up.
Yeah, this
So-
was a great episode.
Yeah. So
Big
Well-
60.
yeah. Waluigi, final words.
Dude, it was awesome finally having it.
Trolling with you over there.
That angle has no audio.
Yeah, I'll just keep it here.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny as hell, just the fact that I was ready to pick you up.
Oh man, yeah. My darn roommate. I had left my keys laying around the kitchen, and a normal citizen of society, he just hung it up on the keys chain that no one
What?
uses. And let me tell you, I was shuffling through everything in my house, and I found it, and I was like, like I said, I was having it was to be here. It was like a big field trip for school. Like, I couldn't
Right.
sleep. I was so excited. I was having dreams about being on the show and
Damn.
stuff. So
And I
I
was
was
just waking
thinking,
up.
what could have been the worst things that happened? Not finding my keys was the worst. But I think I might have been stressing too much. But I was gonna try to be here at 9 a.m. I wanted to talk more to you guys. I was a little nervous coming in here because I know you guys are big fighter guys. I was like, I'm gonna feel like such a like a basic COD boy.
No
Hey,
worries.
guys,
No
Hey,
worries.
I play my
Don't
Call of
worry,
Duty.
I'm not too deep in fighting games either. So
You the
you and me are
fucking
basically.
Genshin
Let's
simp.
go. Let's go.
Yeah.
So,
You a simp for Genshin, boy.
but
I am.
I was happy. I got hope when I saw your Battlefield clip about putting. I was like, all right, we can talk about shooters. Nice.
Yeah, like,
Of course.
Yeah, like I'm big into shooters. I'm big into fighters. I'm big into JRPGs. I'm big into action RPGs. Like those are my preferred games.
Yeah, I'm
My
reminded that this is
Yeah.
a gaming podcast.
Yeah,
No, we're not
I got
limited.
into shooters. I got into puzzles. Like, I'm a huge Tetris nerd, and not many people know that.
True.
Granted, I do interview a lot of fighting game people, whatnot, but I like to also get to know their entire gaming background, not just fighting games, but just everything, because I know most of them play other games as well, not just fighters, or not limited to fighters. But of course, that's a bridge that we'll cross eventually, and one guest at a time. So
Yeah, we are a gaming podcast. So of course, we wouldn't mind any type of gamers.
yeah.
Right on.
AJ, any final words?
s- Fuck game companies.
Look at him, guys. He's choking.
He has he has the best remarks.
Fuck the gaming companies and fuck their managers for
Still heated.
fucking our
Yeah.
wallets every day.
This is normal, actually.
Yeah.
This is normal.
I'm gonna use this platform to get the word out there.
Let's go.
And you make sure you clip this too.
Yeah, no, I will. Yeah. Fuck the gaming companies and fuck their managers. They better get their heads out of their ass before everybody starts rioting and boycotting
My
their
man's
games.
been hurt for too
That's
long.
yeah. That's all I'm gonna say.
He is the most based out of all of us, so it's worth it.
And DynamicWack, before I end it, I also have to let you have the floor. Your last and final thoughts.
Yeah, I think I said it. As I said, I was just the whole thing about my keys was so crazy just to be here. But I was glad that I didn't want like to be just limited with fighting games because
Of course.
that's just my perception. I've only seen you guys for a month, and I was glad we got to talk about everything gaming, talking about you guys with the Game Boy, the PSP, and then we were that golden. I'm gonna have to get maybe a tattoo of 2011 on my chest or something, just from all the great stuff that came down on that.
Oh yeah,
I know an artist around the area.
It was definitely big throwback. I'm probably gonna be on the computer just reliving some stuff for after this show.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear.
But it was a great time. You guys are really cool.
Where can people find you?
You can find me here on Twitch, DynamicWack, twitch.tv/DynamicWack, and I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow. I'm putting together a concert, and I'm interviewing performers on my stream, so you can check it out.
Oh, that's sick.
So that's gonna be a lot of fun. But I'm trying to make myself more, present here in the Flynn community. There's even in Tate's over there, I want to check out some of their card game stuff too here in South Florida. And my friend Hybrid, he got free tickets he won the contest to SuperCon.
Good
And
shit.
Yeah, I want to be deep into SuperCon stuff too now. I want to be there,
The convention scene, cosplay scene, the whole thing.
just being just a member really. I like to do some cosplays too. I want to be in the gaming. One thing, I want to try to get my homies to play D&D with me because they host the sessions.
Oh shit.
So, yeah, I want to be deeper in this community, and I think this is a good step forward. So
Yeah.
that's why
Absolutely.
You just
That's
gotta
what
give it
you
a whack,
guys-
bro.
wink.
Anyway, DynamicWack, thank you so much for being on our podcast today.
so
It was
much.
great to have you on, and we look forward to see what you'll do as a content creator on your streams. Everyone, be sure to give him a follow. Check out his stream tomorrow. Let's see what he's got in store. Of course, we'll also be streaming tomorrow as well with our next guest, which will be announced later on today. But other than that, DynamicWack, thank you for being on the 60th episode of the South Florida Gamer Podcast. It was great to have you. A lot of good talks today for today's episode, talking about a lot of couple of things, and can't wait to have you back on again for a future episode, hopefully with a group of people, and just talk more about games.
Yeah. This is gonna be interesting. Looking forward to your work.
Yep. All right, y'all. Well, with that being said, that concludes episode 60 of the South Florida Gamers Podcast. Thank you all so much for watching and tuning in. For those that are following, thank you for the follows. For those that subscribe, thank you for the subscription. And for those that have donated bits, thank you as well. We greatly appreciate everything that you guys do for the podcast. And of course, we'll keep bringing you guys more content along the way. Tomorrow we have our next podcast episode. And then, of course, every Wednesday we have Otakus of South Florida, where it's just myself, Waluigi, and AJ just talking about all things weeb, geek, anime related, gaming related. And it's a more of a shorter, light version of our podcast, but we do this one on a Discord call. So be sure to tune in for that on Wednesdays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And, of course, the audio version of this podcast is available on any audio platform. Just Google South Florida Gamers Podcast. You'll find us there. And, of course, video playback will be available on YouTube and Facebook later on this week. And with that being said, this has been episode 60 of the South Florida Gamers Podcast. We will see you guys on the next one.
Peace.